Learn high frequency words. Clean, going, let, off, hour, stop, take, think. Keywords: look at the picture, read the invitation. Can you come? Number 1, we are going to have water fun at our home. Number 2, you can stop by at 10 o'clock. Number 3, take the bus and get off at Briggs Street. Number 4, you will go home clean. Number 5, let me know if you think you can come. And this little boy's thinking, how do you think you can have water fun? A Day at Water Camp. The author is Hannah Cohn. She wrote the story. The illustrator is Rob McClurkin. He drew the pictures. This will be a fun day for me. Our class is going on a trip to water camp. We get on the bus. I sit next to Pete and we look at comics. Steve and Zeke tell jokes. Eve sings solo because no one else will sing. Before Eve finishes singing, we are at water camp. So I see this is Eve, Steve, Zeke, Pete, me. I hear that long E sound in all of those names. At the camp, Mr. Cleve tells us we will do some basic tests or experiments with water. This is Mr. Cleve, little sign that says water camp. He fills a big basin with water. Then we predict which objects will float and which objects will sink. Always a good experiment. Next, Mr. Cleve fills 2 tubs with water and puts salt in 1 tub. He gets 2 eggs. I will put 1 egg in each tub. Which egg will sink and which will float? Mr. Cleve asks. We find out that the egg in salt water floats. Then Mr. Cleve fills a tub with water and drops in an orange. It floats. Mr. Cleve asks, how can we make this orange sink? We find out that if you cut the skin off the orange, it will sink. The skin has air pockets that make it float. At last, Mr. Cleve takes us to a pond. He tells us, stop and think. Will you float or will you sink? Let's find out. We jump in. We can float and sink. It's the best experiment at water camp. So today you just needed to listen to that story. Tomorrow on Tuesday, you will listen to the story one more time and then read it to me.